Jai Gurudev students, now welcome again in this science class. You know children, before holidays we have completed 2 chapters in the month of April. Okay, so in that month I have explained you both the chapters in detail and you have learned and given test also. So now let's first we revise those 2 chapters in short. I'll give you short revision so that you will just recall all these things which we have learned that time. Okay, so today we will start first chapter, sources of food and food habits. So let's see what we learned that time. Chapter number 1 is sources of food and food habits. Okay, so children, in this chapter I taught you that what are the main sources of food. Main sources of food are, means from where we are getting our food. Mainly we get food from either from animals or from plants. Okay, so 90% we can say, being a vegetarian, 90% food we get from plants and some of the food material we use, that is we are getting from animals. Okay, so let's first we talk about the plants as food materials. So here plants always, all the parts of all the plants are not edible, means we can't eat all the parts of all the plants. Understand? Some of the plants have roots which are edible, and some of the stems we can eat, some of the these flowers you can eat, and some of the plants they have seeds which are edible. Okay, so we will take one by one some examples so that you can recall those all, because in the month of April I have shown you that original things, those examples, so you can recall all these. So first part is roots. Roots are also used as food. In case of roots, we can take as an example of beetroot, carrot, or turnip, radish. Okay, these are the very common roots which generally we are using in our daily life. So roots are also can be taken as food. And second part of plant is stem. As you know that ginger, garlic, or we can say this sugar cane, these all are the important stems. Even this potato is also a stem of plant. Okay, it is it always grows under the ground, but it is a modified stem. So stem is also, we can say that stem can be also eaten as food of some plants. And third part is leaves. As you know that in some plants leaves are edible, just like mustard leaves. We can make saag from mustard leaves, and this fenugreek, methi, bathua, all these bhaji you can call it. And except that you can take an example of cabbage, band gobi. Okay, so that is also leafy part. And in that way some plants are eaten as leaves. Okay, for their leaves. So fourth is, after leaves we can take example of flowers. Flower, you know that cauliflower is a main famous vegetable which you can take as an example here, flower. And even lotus flower is also, many people they used to make vegetable from lotus buds. Okay, that is also floral part. And that cloves, long is also made from bud of that clove plant. Okay, so, and some other flowers are also used as vegetables. And after flowers we have studied about the seeds. Seeds of many plants are edible, or we generally use seeds for the different purposes. That also we have studied in detail. Some of the seeds are oil yielding seeds. We get oil from those seeds. Okay, mustard seeds or sunflower seeds, these are oil yielding seeds. And some of the seeds we use as spices, or we can say cumin seeds or fenugreek seeds. These are common seeds, means methi or jeera. Okay, coriander, which is called dhania. That all the seeds we can use as spices. Okay, that is also included in our food materials. And some of the seeds, they are very valuable for us. Can you guess that seeds? What are these? Those are cereals. Okay, cereals means wheat, rice, maize, means we take mainly those seeds in our daily staple food. Staple food means without that our daily meal is not completed. Okay, so wheat seeds we use to make wheat flour and make chapatis from that. And rice you can boil and by cooking, and you have to boil it and then you can consume. And maize seeds also in the same way, many people are using maize seeds in the form of chapatis. Okay, means they make flour, and after that flour they make chapatis from it. And even bajra also, and so many other seeds are also edible. Okay, so in this way variety of seeds are there which are obtained from plants, and we use to cook food from these seeds, or they are included in our daily food. So children, this is about the food from plants. So let's see next, food from animals. Food from animals. Animals, you know that those are non-vegetarian person. They can use meat, eggs. Okay, meat of means flesh of different animals are also eaten by many persons, and eggs of meat of many animals. And even it is a common thing about chicken, you can say chicken, pork or beef. In some countries people are used to eat bigger animals also. So eggs of mainly hen, or in some part of our country also people used to have eggs of ducks also. Okay, turkey, duck, these all birds are domesticated for their eggs. Okay, so meat and egg, these both the things means it is coming from the animals. So animal has rich source of protein. Okay, and animals are rich source of protein. That's why people generally used to take animal food, because it contains high amount of nutrients, or we can say so much of protein, and our body absorb this animal protein fastly as compared to plant protein. Okay, so that's why people used to take these animal food. And after this, you can take as an example of milk. If we are not non-vegetarian, then also we are using milk. Okay, we can't say that we are not non-vegetarian and we can't use any milk means any animal product. Everybody is using milk, and if you don't take milk in your daily diet, then also you are using in your daily life milk products. Other milk products also are used by many human beings, just like ice cream, curd, even chocolates and yogurt, or so many means milk products in which milk is used. Okay, and sometimes we don't know about that, then also we are using. So milk is a main source of protein for everybody, and we should have daily this milk because it contains a large amount of protein as well as calcium. Okay, calcium is a main nutrient or main mineral which is required by our body, so that's why it is also very important. So meat, eggs, milk, and fourth is honey. As you know that honey is also made by the honeybees, and that are also coming under the animal category. So honey is also one, it is a very sweet thing. You all know that taste of honey, and honey is extracted from the honeybee hive, and then we can use to prepare different kind of preparations at our home. Okay, so these are the main animal food which we use in our daily life. Okay, so after this, children, this part we have completed here, sources of food, and now this part is left, food habits. I have explained you in the month of April about the food habits of animals also. Means on the basis of food habits of different animals, we can classify the animals into different categories. Okay, and those categories one by one I'll recall you those topics. First one is herbivores. Herbivores are those animals which feed on plants only. Okay, so herbivores, if you take example of herbivores, we can call the name of buffalo, cow, goat, okay, elephant. All these animals are herbivorous animals. Okay, they feed on plant material only. And second are carnivores. Carnivores are those animals which feed on any other living organism, or we can say which only feed on the flesh of other animal, just like lion, tiger. These animals are carnivorous animals. They kill the other animal and then they eat up. They consume them. Okay, so carnivorous. Third are omnivorous. Omnivorous are those animals which can eat both plant food and animal food. Okay, here they are only using plant food and carnivorous only using animal food. But here omnivores are those animals, or we can say those living organisms which eat both the plant and animal food. And can you guess any example? Yes, you can take example of human being. That is the best example. Human beings are omnivores. Okay, other than human beings, you know that we are if we vegetarian, then also we have studied that we are using milk products. So we depend on for our food on both the plants as well as animals. Okay, and other than human beings, we can take example of crow, bear. Okay, and other so many animals are even cat, dog. These all the animals are this omnivorous. Okay, so this is the third category. Fourth category, animals are called parasites. Parasites are those animals which live on the body of other animal and they take prepared food from them. Okay, here you can take an example of lices and ticks in your hair. Sometime when we not wash regularly our hair, then lices and ticks can grow in our hair. Okay, जुएं जिसको बोलते हो आप, तो those all the lices and ticks are parasites because they live on our body and they give harm to our body. They are irritating us and we not feel easy when we sleep. Then also itching happen to us. And other example you can take as worm which stays in the stomach or intestine of our body, that are also parasites. Okay, so parasites can live on the body or inside the body also. Okay, so after parasites, fifth example is scavengers. What are the scavengers? Children, that scavengers are those animals which use up the leftover food which is leftover food by these carnivorous animals. You know that when they kill any animal, lion or tiger, when they kill any animal, they take up some part of that animal. When their stomach filled, then they move from that place. Okay, and leave that leftover food there, and after that some animals move there, that place, scavengers, and they eat up and finish that leftover food. Okay, and those animals are called scavengers. They are called cleaners of our earth also, because if they will not consume that leftover part of the animal body, then what will happen? So much foul smell come from that place, or we may get so many diseases, some germs can grow there. So these animals are also very important for our environment. And here we can take example of jackals, eagle. Okay, all these animals, many animals, some foxes, dogs are also coming under this category. They are omnivores also, but sometimes they perform this as scavengers also. Okay, so children, I think about food habits we have studied in this chapter about this. Let me see, and if any topic is left, then I can share with you any category if left there. No. So all the food habits we have studied. So last thing which we studied in this chapter number 1, that is about the food chain. Okay. So food chain, I told you that what is food chain? Food chain means what eats whom in the environment, means किसको कौन खा रहा है. Okay, so that is called a food chain. Every food chain starts from the plants or plant products. Just like here I have given you example in the month of April also, and now also we will recall that suppose grass is eaten up by grasshoppers, and grasshoppers are eaten up by frogs, and frogs are eaten up by snakes, and snakes are eaten up by suppose eagles or vultures or kite, any similar kind of organism. So in this way we can make a chain. Here chain is formed from grass to this eagle. It starts from the plant. Grass is a plant. So plants are eaten up by grasshoppers. Grasshoppers are eaten up by the frogs, and frogs are eaten up by the snakes, and snakes are ultimately eaten up by the eagles. And when eagles die, then eagles again we can say decompose their body, or eagle's body decomposed by decomposers. Yes, one thing is left, that food habits topic. After scavengers, one decomposers are also there, that category of food habits. Okay, decomposers are, children, those organisms just like bacteria or some fungus or protozoa, those members which are very small, we can't see with our naked eyes, and those organisms are already present in the soil, and when any leftover part is there of animal and plant, then they break that leftover part of animals and plants into very smaller particles, so that it can mix with the soil. Okay, so those organisms or those animals are called decomposers. Okay, so eagle's body ultimately decomposed by decomposers. So here this is a kind of food chain, and after food chain we have learned in this chapter food web also. As you know that many food chain when interconnected to each other, then we can say it is a food web. Web means net like structure or interlinked. Many interlinked food chains form a food web. Okay, so food web, I'll show you here this diagram. In your book also you can see this diagram, and here you can see that many food chains interlink with each other, means one animal is eaten by many and other animals also. So that is called a food web. Okay, and last part of your last topic of this chapter was cooking and food value. Cooking and food value, I have told you that time that we should not overcook the food, we should not wash the vegetables after cutting. Before cutting we should wash the vegetables, and for so long time we should not dip vegetables in water, because some nutrients also come out from the vegetables, and they have they are coming in the water, and that vegetables lost so many kind of nutrients. Okay, so these some tips they have given here, and food means here in this chapter we have studied about the different food which is cooked in different houses. Activity 1 activity also I have given you in the month of April, that you make a column and you fill that what you had in the morning or in your lunch or dinner. Okay, in this way, if every student will prepare a tabular form about his breakfast, lunch and dinner, then we can easily identify. You can interchange your copies and you can see that in different houses different kind of food we are using. Okay, so children, this is about your this first chapter. Okay, so in next video I'll explain you, or we will revise chapter number 2.